So through our stay-at-home order, something very important happened in my life. I found my new favorite go-to drink. And that drink includes coconut vodka from Heritage Distillery and a lime White Claw because that's amazing. And yeah, again, I talk about booze a lot. Yeah. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about coconut and lime right now is because today is a coconut lime soap. And before we get into the making of the soap and why I'm making it in the first place, hello, I'm Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And today we are making a coconut lime soap. Now this soap is a custom order for a wholesale client, and this particular client does a palm-free line. And so that's awesome. This is a palm-free bar. We have definitely upped the bubbles using some coconut oil, as you might expect, as well as some coconut milk in the mix. And you know, it's scented with coconut and lime and all of the amazing things in the world, and we are working with a drop swirl technique that we also modified with a hanger just for funsies. So, you know, let's go check out the making of this absolutely beautiful bar. So today we are working with a brand new soap and also a brand new oil recipe for it. Now in that container with the white, we have our kaolin clay, as well as we have coconut milk powder. And then we have the three colors that we're working with and the scent blend, because this is the coconut lime bar. So there's a lot of the lime essential oil in there, as well as a little bit of vanilla, just to keep it, I don't know, I want to get the coconutty thing going, which is going to, you know, hopefully work with this, with the inclusion of the cocoa butter that's in the oil blend. So now this particular oil recipe, we have cocoa butter, coconut oil, and olive oil. And the coconut oil and the cocoa butter, they are about 70% of the batch. So I'm actually expecting that this actually gets pretty thick pretty quickly, which does not work super well for my design, but I think, you know, we'll try to make it work. And if you look at that, you see the separation we still have going on? It is not emulsified. Again, most important thing you can learn as a soap maker is when emulsification has been reached, because as long as you get to emulsification, it becomes soap, no matter what you do with it from then on. And we're emulsified. We're good to go. Do the thing. Now, this particular recipe, again, this is a palm-free bar, so, or batch. So the coconut oil and the cocoa butter are going to be used in place of the palm oil, which the cocoa butter is a pretty good, you know, substitution for palm oil. You don't get as much of the stearic acid as you would from a palm oil, but that's okay because it does still help out with bar hardening. It definitely produces a creamy lather. And the cool thing about cocoa butter is that it's not the type of butter that can be completely saponified, and so you get some extra, you know, fats kind of hanging out in the batch as a result. Now with this recipe, in addition to, you know, playing with cocoa butter and coconut oil instead of putting like a babasu in for my my palm substitution, we are also going to be playing with glycerin rivers, because I really do want glycerin rivers to show up in the base white part of this bar. So we'll have a three-color swirl going on kind of in the middle, kind of like we did with the rainbow unicorn poop, but you know, just three colors. And we will also alternate the white inside the pour as well. But I really do want some extra in the white itself. I want to add some extra depth and use, you know, Glycerin Rivers really to achieve that. And I'm hoping that that is going to work out. And the way that I'm doing that is I have included extra water in the entire, you know, recipe. So this water percentage is about 2.8 times the total I needed. And then also there's a little bit of extra water going in that was, you know, mixed up with the kaolin and the coconut milk powder, which is going into all of them. But since we have, you know, usually with Glycerin Rivers, they're harder to see in the, you know, the colored soaps, the colored soap portions, and they really come out really beautifully in the white. And so I'm hoping that we get some really awesome Glycerin Rivers throughout this, but you know, we'll see that when we cut. But for now, it's mixed up and we are ready for the pour. Okay, so for this pour, it's going to be again very similar to the rainbow unicorn poop thing that we've done, and also similar to the, oh, what was it? What did we do it for? I guess maybe that's it so far. But I really liked that pour and I thought it was really fun. So about half or so of the soap batter is going to, the white soap batter is going to go in the mold. And the idea was to put the colored soap batter in the middle of the bar and then take a hanger to it and, you know, do the thing. And immediately, right off the bat, we are dealing with thicker batter than I really wanted. So I'm kind of changing veins mid-pour. And the reason that we are getting thicker batter, you know, faster is because, you know, we have kaolin clay in it, obviously, because I make the clay soaps and do the things. But also because there's a pretty high percentage of solid oils in this. And I, again, just wanted to play with the solid oils at a 70-30 ratio to see what kind of bar it yielded, just for funsies. And I definitely did, again, want the cocoa butter in there, which doesn't fully saponify, because I wanted to get some sort of sweet cocoa-ish smells to kind of mimic coconut, since we're dealing with, you know, strictly essential oils. And yeah, so another reason why it is thickening up, you know, fast is because I soaked this very, very low. I didn't mean to. I was going to actually soap hotter and then totally forgot about my lye solution. And then when I went to check on it, it was at like 85 degrees and it was, you know, time to do the soaping thing. And so I just barely heated up my oils enough to, I heated them up, you know, prior, and they were still fluid. So did the thing, and they were sitting at about, oh, you know, 90 degrees or so. So all of those solid oils in there, while it looks liquid and fluid, they were, you know, getting back to their solid state. So with this, I am just going to kind of work the batter as much as I possibly can, because again, it's very thick. It's not a terrible batter to use for a hanger swirl, but for me it's not super ideal. It's a little bit thicker than I would like. But you know, that's okay. First time with the bar, it's whenever it's a new bar, we get to make adjustments, you know, in the next one and perfect the thing. And yeah, so the white batter is actually staying more fluid than the 3 colored portions. And the reason for that probably is there's more kind of water hanging out in this one than the other ones. And so that's good. But it's still, again, a little bit thick, and I don't know, we'll see what happens with it. I took a hanger to it, so there should be some sort of swirls. But what I was ultimately going for with this, since this is the coconut lime bar, I wanted the green and the brown to sort of really intermingle really well, and then the yellow was just, you know, kind of for contrast and, you know, for funsies or whatever. But I wanted some more kind of delicate swirls with this, and I don't believe that we're going to be getting that with this. I think we're going to be looking at more of like a drop swirl-esque, you know, pattern, but we will see what that is, you know, in the cut. But for now, this is in the mold. It is ready to go. I am frustrated that everything got thick so fast at this point, so I'm going to even everything out. I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap and put it in the oven so it can be C-popped. And we will, you know, cut the bar and do the things tomorrow after it has gone through its full, you know, saponification thing. And yeah, we'll see what we're working with this this very, very thick soap batter. Okay, so day 2, it's on to the cut, and you see there in the upper left-hand corner that bar, how it's like there's a dip in it. My mold was not well lined, and so we have on that side it looks great, but on the other side we have some really weird sort of swoops on the outside of the bar. So I'm going to have to clean those up with the end pieces, which you can see there on the far left side of the cutter. That's the end piece. So since this bar is still so soft, I can totally take that and just sort of use it as speckle to clean up all of the areas there. And you know, that's not bad. That's actually kind of cute. And I love the Glycerin Rivers. I'm very, very happy that those came out. That looks really nice. And yeah, I mean, I really did want those to, you know, sort of blend into each other more, honestly, but you know, it's not bad. It's still a very pretty bar, and the scent itself is very bright. Again, it's a coconut lime. It is everything that you would expect a coconut lime soap to be. That's one of the most popular scents in the world, and weirdly, I don't think I've ever done it for just a standard body bar before. But you know, now we have. It's a thing, and I love the Glycerin Rivers. Yes. It's funny, so many soap makers lose their minds trying to remove Glycerin Rivers, and me, I'm not that person. I like playing with them, and I'm super in the playing with Glycerin Rivers mood right now. So I am loving, you know, just experimenting with different water percentages to see, you know, if I can achieve. That was actually kind of a cool looking bar. That's kind of like, I don't know, like a hammock or something. I don't know. But yeah, no, I love experimenting with Glycerin Rivers because it really does add some interesting texture to the bar. And I, you know, with the clay that I put in the soaps and everything, right, I usually do not disperse them in water because I want like the speckles to come from the clay and add, you know, some interest and some depth. And this is another way to do that without the speckling. You can do it also with glycerin soaps or with the Glycerin Rivers, and that's awesome. I think it looks pretty cool. We haven't talked much about what glycerin actually is and what Glycerin Rivers are. So, I like that one. So I will definitely make a point to, you know, really talk about Glycerin Rivers and glycerin in, you know, soaps in general, because that actually is a byproduct of the saponification process. So every artisan bar of soap you get has boatloads of glycerin in it, which is cool because glycerin's a humectant and it definitely keeps you nice and moisturized. But you know, that's for another video, I suppose, because we are nearing the end of the coconut lime soap, and that is day 77 on 365 days of soap. And yeah, first blush, she's beautiful. Well, there you have it, the coconut lime soap. Now, this bar, a lot of fun to make. The scent is so bright and beautiful while you're soaping with it. It is absolutely a delightful experience. And the cure of it, you know, after it's actually done the saponification thing and, you know, firmed up, that beautiful bright scent mellows out into a really lovely crisp lime with some sweet notes of the coconut, and it's absolutely great. I loved making this bar. I changed a little bit for the next batch that I did, and I did more of a drop swirl pattern. I didn't want this bar to look too similar to the rest of the summer line for this particular wholesale client. So I mixed it up a little bit because the colors are very similar to another one that we've done for her. Now, if you are interested in the coconut lime soap, you can't find it at soapandclay.com because it's not mine. This soap actually belongs to one of my wholesale accounts. You can find this soap at a dropintheoceanshop.com. I will leave her info below. But yeah, it's part of her summer line and it's great. I actually, as soon as I gave this to her, she immediately messaged me and said that she had like sold 3 bars that day within 5 minutes. Like they saw them in the box and went, fine, sent money to your Venmo. So I think that means it's a winner. Anyway, I really enjoyed making this bar. I'm glad that you were along for the ride. If you are interested in more soapy antics, subscribe to the channel, do the thing, because we're doing this every single day, and every single day it's something new, and that's fun. So, you know, you want to be around for that, probably. I'm around for it. I think it's fun. Anyway, thank you again for joining me for another round of 365 days of soap. That does it for me today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.